morning, everybody in the US. Today is January 9th, 2023. Good evening to all of my friends in Vietnam. Welcome. Welcome to the Zoom call today. And first of all, I would like to express my appreciation to all the teachers that have shared this great knowledge with us. And I would like to thank you as well for being here, for joining me on this journey. Together, we will create an environment where we will be able to express our knowledge, express what we have learned in English. And through that, hopefully, we will understand the topic better. And hopefully, we will help spread this knowledge to every corner of the world. All right. And today is a good day, everyone. Today we will go to part three of the root formula. This is one of my favorite, and this is one of the three semantic reference system. What are we going to do today is we are going to dive a little bit deeper, and we will have a greater understanding of the root formula. What can we do with it? Also, we will analyze the four principles that we have learned until now, and we can figure out the connection between all four of those principles along with the root formula. And the goal of that is to see the importance of the very first semantic reference system that we are introduced. And my goal is to show you how great this root formula is. And this is only one out of the three that we will share. And yesterday we went over how can we get the outcome that we want. And all of these are proven. These are the result from a lot of research studies, because all of the big company out there, they want to get the outcome that they desire, right? They can start out small, but they want to be $1 million worth company. And then after that, they are looking to expand more to 1 billion, to 1 trillion. And they need a way to do it. So just a quick recap. Yesterday, we went over how your choice is directly influence your outcome. But in order to make that choice, you kind of have to like it. It has to be suitable with your situation. And character has a great influence on your choice. So a lot of companies, they were just looking for the right people to do the job. And then they realize that they can increase that by enforcing a habit to the character, as in, having a set schedule. And then a step above that, they start taking action so that their employee can have the right habit. And then they even go a step further to the thought, because if you have the right thinking, if you have the right thought, then that will encourage actions. And then we have the final three here. And these final three are the important one, because instead of going through these 4 steps, we are able to focus on the mindset. And from the mindset, it will kind of like skip all of this step. It will quickly go straight to the choice. Once you have the right mindset, you will make your choice very quickly, very easily, and it will create the outcome that you want, that you desire. And the example that I used yesterday was the creation of Facebook. And I share that Mark Zuckerberg, who is one of the richest and most powerful people in the world, he started out with just the right mindset. He would just have a strong belief that he needed to quit Harvard University to start his startup company, which called Facebook back in the day. He uh, he wasn't sure how exactly how Facebook will be. He just had the mindset that he needed to do it because he wanted to have the outcome of a social media, and that was his passion. But not until later that he met with other partners who had more experience with business, and they worked together to have a clearer vision of the company. And later, Facebook went through many phases to becoming the big and influenced company worldwide. So mindset can have great influence on your choices, and it can quickly materialize to the outcome that you want. Another example that I would like to share is Bill Gates, but I think Bill Gates is a little bit different because I think he's also had a very clear vision. So let's just go ahead and skip that. And the goal of me sharing this is because I want to show you that there are very successful people who apply this theory. I guess the semantic reference system, because this is the new word to me too. So I'm trying to like use it, but I think the right word is the semantic reference system. This is very powerful. And once we know how people are applying this, we will be able to have a great outcome as well. So let's take a step deeper into this. And the word that I wanted to use is vision, but for our purpose, we will use the images. And yesterday, I used the example of Amazon and Jeff Bezos, of how he had a very clear vision of Amazon. He had a clear image of it. He wanted Amazon to be a company that can dominate the delivery of online economy, and he made the 24-hour delivery services possible. And it is changing the way the entire world is functioning right now. Because in the past, if you want something, you have to go to the store to get it. And Amazon did the impossible. And now, if you live in the US or some place that have that Amazon service available, you can just go online, click on it, click the buy button, and that product will show up in front of your door in only 24 hours. Very, very amazing. And the amazing story of Amazon is that in the first 20 years, they don't really make any profit, because all of the profit that they was making, they invested right back into the company. They even take some losses in some of their sales just to get people in, just to get people to use the services. And through that, he was able to build a much stronger and much more influenced type of business. And similar to Jeff Bezos, I think Bill Gates is another example of that as well, a visionary leader, because when Bill was only 13 years old, I believe, he already had a very clear vision, a very clear images of computer being in every single household. And that was a very crazy idea. everyone who know computer know that it would cost like millions of dollars back in the day, and it would take up like the entire room. So most family will not be able to afford it. Not even Bill Gates. He was born into a pretty wealthy family, but he still had to go to his school or his colleges to use the computer. And the crazier thing is, Bill's vision is not just the computer itself. His vision was the software. And he started a software company called Microsoft, and he became one of the richest and youngest billionaire in the world. And his story is so amazing because if you think about it, the software industry is still doing amazingly right now. It's just kind of like transforming to like a phone app, for example, but it is still blooming, it is still growing 40, 50 years later when you first had an idea, first had that vision. So those type of vision is very, very powerful. And if we can just tap into it, if we can just get to of the uh, the root of everything, right? Just like the previous paper when we was talking about how to get sweet mango if our mango tree is already sour. Any other solution is just temporary or it doesn't work at all. But if we can just go, if we can understand the root formula, if we can understand that you cannot have the fruit without the root, we will know that we have to go to the root of the the problem or the topic that we needed to solve. And that is when the hearing, the seeing, saying, and knowing come into place. And these four are very, very powerful. And a real life example of that is the story of Mr. Elon Musk, because Mr. Elon Musk have shared that he constantly having idea, he constantly hearing ideas that needed to be done for the humankind, literally. And he has spent so much money, pretty much like all of his wealth and time to create some of the most or craziest like company in the entire world, like electric car, space exploration, and recently he bought Twitter, and that is just the surface of it. There is way more, and that is the extreme case of hearing, seeing, saying, and knowing. And back to the picture of the mango tree, that is the root of the fruit. And you know what? There is actually a step further. It is not just the root that giving all of that information, that giving that all of that nutrition. If we can think even deeper, we would realize that it is the seed of the sweet mango tree that this is what matter. Or if you happen to have a sour mango, you will realize that it is the seed that is matter. And there's a very famous quote saying that you reap what you sow. And what it means is that whatever you get in life, it is a plantation. It's a seed of that you have planned sometime in the past, which giving you the reality of the present. And in the case of all of this billionaire, all of the successful people in the world, they uh, they started with that. For Mark Zuckerberg, his seed was the idea of Facebook. For Jeff Bezos, it was his idea of starting a delivery services, an e-commerce of Amazon, and he did that. For Bill Gates, it was the seed of software, and he started Microsoft. And for the case of Elon, he just had too many things. And the crazy thing is, he was able to do very well in all of them. So it is the seed that we want to get into, even though this is called the root formula. But it is the seed that we want to get to. And today we are going to analyze this page here, the root formula. How can we get to the image? How can we get to the mindset? How can we have a better understanding of the hearing, seeing, saying, and knowing? And hopefully I can connect all of the principle that we have learned. And for today's presentation, I would encourage anyone who can to participate in our chat, or if you want to raise your hand to share a lesson or anything that you find meaningful to you when that applicable to the root formula. I would love to hear that as well, because through the information that you share, we will be able to understand it better, right? So before I share one of my favorite story, I would like to mention that if we don't have a clear understanding of the root formula, we would get trapped in some of these solutions that are only temporary, and we have to constantly fixing it, just like a sour mango to a sweet mango. We have to add sugar, and then it was just only temporary. We can fertilization, it was only temporary, and it might take us forever. The cycle will continue. Therefore, similar to that, we can choose to work on our character. That is only temporary. We can choose to work on our habits. That is only temporary. We can choose to work on our action, but that is only temporary. If you choose to work on your thought, that is only temporary as well. And for me, for my personal experience, I have been trying to lose weight for a very long time, because I am a little bit overweight, And in the past, I have had some success. I had some commitment to it. I went to the gym like every day for a good 3 months, and then I really watch what I eat. I only eat like boiled or steamed vegetable, and I had great result. I lost like 20 pounds in like 2 weeks, and I was able to maintain it for a while. But then there was something happened after that when I kind of like stopped taking the action that I took. I stopped having the thought of having a healthier body or have a healthier lifestyle, and then I started losing the habits of a fit person, and I starting to lose the character of a fit and healthier person. And in life, we often experience a lot of that. And the big question is, how can we realize that? How can we maintain what needed to be done? And the story that I am going to share with you will demonstrate the importance of that. And this is the a love story, everyone. One of my favorite love story, and it calls "Once Upon a Time in Austin, Texas." So the story begin with "Once Upon a Time" and it's end with "It is a sad story, isn't it?" So once upon a time, there was a boy and a girl who lived in Austin, Texas, and they was young. The boy was only 18 years old, and the girl was only 16. And the boy wasn't anything special. He wasn't handsome or anything, and the girl wasn't like amazingly beautiful. They are just ordinary people, ordinary boy and ordinary girl, but they actually believe wholeheartedly that somewhere out there, somewhere in the world, there has to be 100% perfect person for them. So for the boy, he's always believed he has a clear image, he has a clear vision that there has to be a girl out there that is 100% perfect for him. And the same goes for the girl. She just believed that somewhere out there there has to be 100% perfect guy for her, and they constantly nurture that idea. And and one day, the boy was just walking from the east to west to mail a letter, and the girl was walking from the west to the east side with some dirty laundry. She had to go and wash her clothes, and a miracle actually happened because from afar, the boy happened to saw the girl, and he said that this is amazing because I have been looking for you all my life, and you may not believe this, but you are 100% perfect girl for me. He said that out loud in his head, right? And the same goes for the girl, Well, like here I am just going to do my laundry, and over there, that is like 100% perfect boy for me. And that is exactly as I have pictured you in every detail. And it is almost feel like a dream. And they work on all of their courage to say hi to one another. And they did, they introduced themselves, they start talking, they start walking, and they sat on a park bench. They held hand, and they told each other about their story, and where they brought up, and how much they have in common. And for the thing that they don't have in common, they actually complement each other perfectly. They had found, and they have been found by their 100% perfect other. And what beautiful things, right? To be found by your 100% perfect person. And it literally is a miracle, a cosmic miracle as whole. And as they sat at the bench, and as they talked, however, there is a very tiny silver of doubt that took root in their heart, and they start to questioning themselves. They start asking that, was it really okay? Was it really all right for someone dreams to come true so easily? You know, this is like their dream is their purpose in life. How come it comes to them so easily? So there came a moment of doubt in their conversation, and then the boy said to the girl that, you know what, let's test ourselves just once. We're not going to do this like forever, but we should test ourselves just one. If we are really each other 100% perfect lover, then sometime, somewhere, we will meet again. And when that happens, we know that we are the 100% perfect person for each other, and we will get married just right there. Like, what do you think? We are still young. And the girl said, yes, you know what? That is exactly what we should do. And so they parted. They said goodbye to each other. The boy walked back to the east side, and then the girl walking back to the west side. And they agree on the test. And however, there was a huge influenza happened. People in that town became very sick, and a lot of people didn't make it. The young boy and the young girl got sick as well, and they almost couldn't make it, but they was able to. But through but after they make it, they started to lose their memory. They couldn't remember most of the things that they had experienced in the past. So there was two bright young people. However, they wasn't able to get back the promise that they promised to each other, and they was able to live a normal life after that, and they was able to meet some wonderful people, and sometimes even as much as 75% perfect person, maybe even 85 perfect love. And some more time had passes, and the boy was getting older. He was now in his 30s, and the girl is in her late 20s. And the boy was just walking down Austin, Texas, from the east side to the west to mail a letter. And the girl was just doing her laundry, walking from the west to the east. And they saw each other. They locked eyes, right? And and they thought to themselves, there's something very familiar with that person that I am seeing right there. There's something that I can't really explain, but I feel like that person is very close to me. And as they getting closer to each other, the energy is getting stronger, and they feel like this person is interesting, but the the memories of them, the light of the memory was far too weak, and their thought was no longer had the clarity of years earlier, where they promised each other that if they would meet again, they would get together, they would be together. So without a word, they actually passed each other by and disappear into the crowd forever. And that is such a sad story, isn't it? And that is the story. And the moral of the story is, when something amazing happens, when something rare happens, something is like a miracle, a cosmic miracle. It's like winning the lottery, right? You won a lottery, and then you wasn't sure about it. You have a doubt, and you would think, let's try again. Let's try to buy a lottery, and let's try to win the lottery again. And you might never win the lottery again. So there's two things that I want you to get from this story. The first thing is, if you find something great in life, if you are lucky enough to find something great in life, hold on tight to it, because you might not get it again. Just like the story of the young boy and the young girls, they was lucky enough to find their 100% perfect person. But just a just a tiny doubt in their mind, stopping them from achieving what they truly want. The second thing that I would like you to get from it, and if you can look at the root formula, and this is actually the answer to my question in the beginning, like what's went wrong, why are we not consistently having what we desire, like good health, for example? Why do some people just have a commitment for a few weeks, a few days, and then they no longer stick into the plan? The story perfectly demonstrating that. For the case of the young boy and the young girl, everything was perfect, everything was wonderful, but a little bit of doubt in their mind is what ruined everything. So when you wanted something, when you had a strong desire to get something done, it is very, very important that you have a clear image of it. You have to have a clear mindset of it. You have to believe it wholeheartedly. And only then you will be able to own it. Okay. Just like the mindset of Mark Zuckerberg, the mindset of Facebook, just like the success of Amazon, just like the success of Tesla, of Elon Musk, of Bill Gates. And on this note, let me tell you a little bit further, a little bit more about Facebook, because if you are paying attention on Facebook right now, you know that Facebook is not as powerful as its words. Okay, and I can see Kim Dong say here, tied out your mind, you are what you are desire. There you go. You have to have that clear vision. You have to have that clear image, and you have to stick to your design. And let me tell you the story about Facebook. Facebook was very, very powerful, very, very successful. But if you are paying attention, Facebook is no longer the Facebook that it was 10 years ago. Facebook is no longer how it was 15 years ago. And if you are paying attention, Facebook has recently changed its name to Meta. It is no longer called Facebook. Facebook is actually under the parent company called Meta. And Mark Zuckerberg was the one who made that decision. And he is one of the billionaire that have lost, like, I think 70% of all of his wealth within the span of just 1 year. Okay, from 2021 or 2022 until now. That was what happened. And the reason that Mark Zuckerberg was doing that, because he started losing faith. He started having that seed of doubt. Okay, let's look at the mango tree again. All right. In the case of Facebook, the mango was sweet. The mango was wonderful. But then somehow there was a seed of doubt, just like the story of the young boy and the young girl. There was just a very tiny seed of doubt in Mark Zuckerberg's mind that he was losing to other social media. He has tried everything that he could, in the past. Instead of making Facebook better, he decided to buy Instagram, which is another type of social media platform using pictures. And he was successful with it. I think Instagram may make even more money than Facebook now. And he has been trying to buy upcoming company, but he was he wasn't able to take care of all of that. He felt like he was losing to Twitter, and recently TikTok becoming way more popular. Prior to TikTok, he has to deal with Snapchat. So there's a seed up now in Mark's mind, even though Facebook was still very big 5, 10 years ago. But the seed of doubt was already there. He slowly think that he is no longer in control. He start to feel like he can no longer competing with other big social media company. So Mark invested a lot of money. I would say hundreds of billions of dollars into Oculus, which is a virtual reality goggle. And that's part of the reason that he actually changed the company name from Facebook to Meta, because he is going all in. He thinks that virtual reality is the future, and he thinks that he should be a step ahead of everyone else to get into this industry. But it might not be the right time. It might happen in the future. It could be 10 years from now. It could be 20 years from now. But the real question is Facebook, is Meta, are they going to be around until that time comes? And that, my friends, is the danger of the seed of doubt. And from that, I hope you understand that you might have a mango tree. Your mango might be sweet, but just because that seed of doubt happened, that sweet mango, it could turn sour very, very quickly. And just like the story of the young boy and the young girl, right? They was in love. Everything was beautiful. Everything was excellent. But just because of that seed of doubt, it's turned sour very quickly. Similarly, from the sour mango, it can turn sweet very quickly. Let's go the other way as well. So the real question is, do you want a sweet mango or do you want a sour mango? Of course, we want a sweet mango. Then it will be simple, right? If you are already having a sweet mango, just continue on. But if for some reason your mango turns sour, you would know right away what was wrong, and you would know how to switch it right back to the sweet one. Just like the principle of light, right? Do you remember that? How to get darkness outside of the room, right? We have to turn on the light. As soon as the light is on, darkness will go away. So what happened to the seed of doubt? The seed of doubt happened when darkness start appearing, and understanding the root formula, understand all of this principle, you would know what to do right away. You would know how to keep your sweet mango, how to do a certain thing to stop the sourness continuing. And there's another powerful things about this. And the reason that I am sharing this is because just truly thinking about it, even successful people, even wealthy people, they are falling under this trap all the time. And there's the beautiful things about the 7 holistic wealth we brought in. Okay. Let's take a step back to the 7 holistic wealth. Let's take a step back to the very beginning, because I truly believe that it is super important. And this is almost like a summary for everything that we have gone through in the past 9 days, everyone. And I am debating if we should starting a new cycle and explore more next week, or if we should continue to the next topic, which is the triangle of reality, which is one of the three semantic reference system. So I'm still deciding on that. So if you have any idea, please let me know. So for tomorrow or next week, we can either go back to the 6 barriers and go through all of the principle so that new people can learn about it, and then we can expand further. Or we can just continue with the three semantic reference system, and we will start with the triangle of reality. So if you can please help me uh, choose on which direction should we go. But anyway, let's draw the home again. So we have a health, in the self, relationship, then $sign, and then finance. All right, you see, in life, if you simplify everything in life, it would fall under one of these four categories. And even success people, wealthy people, even them, they don't have a balance of all four of this, right? Sometimes when they have very success with financial, with money, they're not taking good care of their health, and they have to deal with a lot of stress, and they don't have enough time for relationship, right? If you look at at Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, the one that have a lot of respect, he is divorced, and he is doing his best to spend time with his children, but he has so much responsibility with his company that he is unable to do it as much as he would like. So it's kind of like there's something missing there, right? Like you have to give up one thing for another, and the cycle continue. What I am telling you is that even wealthy people, even smart people, they don't have that balance. And personally, I do believe that we need to have that balance. We would be happier, we would be more successful. And just a quick thought experience, right? Imagine what would happen if we can have like Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk work together. I think if by any miracle chances, if they can work well together, I think they would have a better relationship, and they will have less responsibility, and they can still perform as well as they are doing right now. And it will be more wholesome. And the three semantic reference system are the three that will help us acquire the 7 holistic wealth. It will help us have the balance of your home. Okay. And the most important principle out of the 4 big principle is the principle of light. So I don't have my old paper, so let me draw this real quick. Dark room, and I'm not going to write to draw the darkness out, because that was just a demonstration. What I want you to do is just to draw this, and we will bring light in the room. Okay. So we don't want to build any seed of doubt. Instead of seed of doubt, we want to have the seed of hope. We want to have something positive. Super important. And similarly, the information, after we understand the root formula, let's take a step back to the circle of knowledge. I think I need to use a darker pen here. Okay. Now, this might look simple, but this is how you can expand your consciousness. And doing this, we will be able to get closer to the seven holistic wealth, right? So we always start with something that we know that we know. And it is called the known. And once we have a great understanding of the root formula, we will be able to start to expand our understanding to the vision. We will know what we needed to do. And I have shared it when we did the circle of knowledge, but I would like to demonstrate this again, because this is the journey that we are going together to expand our understanding. And a lot of time we will start with what we know, but then there are times that we will go to the part where we know that we forget, and then the part where we know that we don't know. And then don't know. So through the root formula and through the three semantic reference system, we will be able to start with what we know, and we will using this reference system to expand our knowledge, right? So let me ask you this question as a demonstration. Imagine you are standing in the middle of the forest, right? The forest is a place that have a lot of trees, and trees have a lot of leaves. And imagine that you pick up like a handful of leaves. And the question is there more leaves out in the forest, or is there more leaves in your hand? And the answer is obvious. Of course, the forest had more tree and it had more leaves. But what important is what is in your hand, what you know of, what you understand of. Because imagine that even though you only have a handful of leaves in your hand, but in there are different types of leaves with which demonstrate all trees in that forest. So from the information of those leaves, you can understand the entire forest itself. So knowledge works similarly. If if you can have like a reference system, kind of like a dictionary, right? You might not know how to pronounce a word, or you might not know what it means. But if you have a dictionary, you will be able to figure out exactly what it is. So the three semantic reference system work in a similar way. And the very first one that I have introduced to you is the root formula, so that we can get the outcome that we want, right? And we always start with what we know, and what we know is good enough. And remember that I told you the story about calculus, of how I had learned it in the past, but I didn't remember much of it until my friend asked me to help him. So what I did was I asked a question. What is calculus? I was able to activate what I have known in the past, what I have, the information that I have forgotten. And then I spent time doing some research on that topic, and I was able to get that information to what I needed to know. And I was able to help my friends understand calculus within only 3 days. Similarly, if you have the right tool, if you have the three semantic reference system, so imagine it is like a map, right? Let's say I live in the US, a lot of my friends live in Vietnam. So even though they have never been to the US, but they can talk to me, and I can share with them information about the US, like the map, where to go, what to do. Then doing that, using that reference, right? The three semantic reference system, namely the root formula that we are doing right now, you will be able to draw information from what you don't even know back to what you know. And a lot of time there are things that you don't even know, and you will be able to draw back to what you know. And the story of Facebook, of Mark Zuckerberg, demonstrating this. The success story of Bill Gates demonstrated this. The success story of Amazon, of Jeff Bezos, demonstrating this. The success story of Elon Musk has demonstrating this very own reference system. They might not aware of it, but somehow, some way, they was able to tap into this mindset. Okay. Somehow, some way, they was able to tap into the image. Somehow they was able to tap to the hearing, seeing, saying, knowing. And they was able to have a vision. And again, if you remember the sixth barrier, the barrier number 6 is lack of vision. So with the right vision, if you started to ask the right question, you will be able to do this. You will be able to make the unknown known. You will be able to get the forgotten to be the known. And interestingly, you can even tap into the the don't know. right? And that is called the vision. And we have to be able to control it. Once you have all of this information, you will be more in control of the seed, right? Instead of the seed of doubt, we were starting to have the seed of hope. All right. Remember the story of the young boy and the story of the young girl. They was gonna have it all. They was gonna have a beautiful life together. But just because of the seed of doubt, just because of the wrong image, the wrong vision, they wasn't able to have it. But with the right seed of hope, with the right desire to have a sweet mango, it will help us have a greater understanding of everything in life. We don't have to we don't have to experience life and make mistakes and learn from it. We can learn the foundation of it all. We can have a deep understanding of the three semantic reference system, and that will be the SRS. Okay, to USOS, S, R, and S. And that is, I think that can be the main goal for Lit. This is the first season. This is the first round of us trying to demonstrate all of this valuable information in English. And I know that I asked you earlier that should we continue expanding on the three semantic reference system, or should we circle back to do the sixth barrier and expand on this? And I think it is important. I think it is important for us to circle back so that we can have a clearer and a better understanding of the four principle, the foundation principle, so that we can expand further on this, so that these important information can be repeated. And when the time is right, we can expand it to the other two. So let's do this, okay? There will not be a presentation tomorrow, but the day after that, which is January 11th, we will reset. We will go back to the six barriers, and then we will move on. And I can promise you that we will go even further into the other two semantic reference system. But just like today, okay, what I hope that you are getting from today's presentation is the importance of the root formula and how the root formula is very much connected to the four principle, which is the principle of light, the activation of the human brain, the circle of knowledge, and the part where you have to like ask questions, contemplating, transformation, understanding, and enlightenment. It is all connected. Those are tools to help you understand the three semantic reference system. And I truly believe that if we can understand these three semantic reference system and if we practice it, it will give us great understanding, and we will be able to materialize any kind of success that we want. Okay. Most people, they don't even think of being a millionaire, but there are many billionaires out there. And I do believe that if you can make a lot of money, it is a proven fact that you have provided a lot of value. We only have 24 hours a day. we only have one stomach. We can only eat so much. So having a lot of money, it doesn't have much meaning to one person. But money is a measurement of value. Okay? I hope you understand that. And when I talk about billionaires, I'm not admiring them for their money. I am admiring them for the value that they contribute to the world. I admire them for creating uh, a more interesting world that I am benefiting from. And my dream is sharing this knowledge so that we can have more successful, more wealthy, a more well-balanced, holistic life. Many people out there, and that, my friend, is our mission. That is my mission, and we are going to do this. We are going to disseminate. We are going to spread this knowledge in English, and hopefully, we can find the right person to do an even better job than I am at English. And with that, let's let's end this Zoom call with a song like usual. And I will see you on the 11th of January. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. We couldn't have done this with you guys, and this is only the beginning. All right, everybody, let's go out with a song.